hails from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. He is the Gavel, David Lawless, Esquire.
Welcome to RYSE Pro Wrestling, May 4th of 2019, back here at the Stronghold. My name's Jim Amata, being joined by the legendary Paul Atlas. And Paul, to open up this show, the legal obligation of RYSE Pro Wrestling, David Lawless filed an injunction demanding microphone time.
Well, you know, when you work for the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, we got to put up with this idiot every time he goes to court.
What exactly does Lawless have to say here?
Order! Order in the Gavel's courtroom. Now, I don't know about all of you, but I've seen a lot of things happen at RYSE here in the last couple weeks. And it's time for the Gavel David Lawless to come out here and do what he does best. And that's educate all you morons on the problems here in Connellsville and the problems we have going on in this RYSE locker room. Now, I don't know if you were here last show, but it ended with Matt Conard cheating to win the RYSE Grand Championship by hitting PB Smooth with the title belt. Before that, System Elite used chairs to win the tag team titles. And it seems like all these people that you morons love have had a crisis of consciousness recently. Now, if anyone's going to learn how to stretch the rules to win, it's the Gavel. And I'm sick and tired of people coming out here and trying to be me. They're not as smart. They're not as good looking. They're not as cunning. They are not the Gavel David Lawless. So first things first, Marcus Mann, you better listen up. You've lost the locker room. Things are out of control. And I promise you, the Gavel David Lawless will use his power either in the court system or right here in this ring to take back control. And there's nothing you morons can do about it. But since everyone wants to try to imitate the Gavel David Lawless, I thought I would come out here and show you that I can do what other people in the RYSE locker room do better than they can. Now, Lee Moriarty, Tony Johnson, Londyn Ali, they all like to practice karate. So tonight, I'm going to give all you morons a free demonstration of the Gavel's form of martial arts called Tang Soo Lawless. Now, if my moron assistants would come out here with my props, we'll get this demonstration on the road. Come out, morons. Shut up, Brad. You would have to pay $99.99 for this Billy Blanks level demonstration that I'm about to give you. So shut up and watch the greatness that is about to begin.
A Billy Blanks reference in 2019.
I don't think anybody's getting it. Actually, I don't think the Gavel gets it either.
No wonder the Gavel has heat.
Sir, if you will, would you display the gi and put it on me and get the props in position? Moron 2, you know where to go. Moron 1. I'm going to hand you the microphone.
Paul, at least two of these guys are probably performing this duty as part of their community service.
They look a little shady to me.
That guy in the red doesn't look too reputable.
I'm telling you, these may have been former clients that he couldn't get off. The traditional Japanese bow to the crowd.
For the first demonstration, I'm going to show all of you what happens if someone tries to attack you from behind with a weapon. And I have Moron 3 here who has a weapon. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what you should do. Please back up for your own safety. Objection! Get off!
Definitely not a conventional takedown.
Now, For the next demonstration, I'm going to show you my athleticism. So I'm going to have Moron 2 hold that teddy bear up as high as you can. And I'm going to stretch a little bit, but I'm going to do a spinning crane kick. And I'm going to kick this out into the crowd. Yeah, I know.
I think it's the problem is he hasn't been stretched.
I think Lawless has already pulled a hamstring.
He's pulling something, all right. Now, what did that teddy bear ever do to him?
I just want to remind our
Now,
audience
what
this
type
was a
of
court
karate
order.
demonstration would this be if we didn't break a little wood? Am I right? Who wants to see the gavel break a board? Let me hear it, morons.
Please, audience.
Now I'm going to power up here, and I'm going to channel my legal Shaolin power. And I'm going to break this board before your eyes using Tang Su Lawless. Now, I must warn you, do not do this in school, at summer camp, or at your jobs, because you could kill someone. So just sit back and watch, and we'll take care of this.
I actually agree with that demonstration, but Lawless is only
And
1 for 3.
that is how you do Tang Su Lawless.
Jimmy, I'm not going to lie to you. My brain hurts right now.
Now, with that being said, can I get the moron in the back that's running the music to play my theme song so all you fans can be disappointed because the gavel's got to go to a court appearance? You're welcome, morons.
I think my ears are starting to bleed, Paul.
New music for the gavel?
Hey, Paul, I know this is TKD. I know this guy. He's out of Ohio.
This man is definitely a karate expert.
I thought Uprise was next month.
Seems as though he may have taken offense to something that Lawless did out here. Imagine that.
That's Tommy Kyle Dean out of the AIW training school.
I don't really even know what that was.
It was Tang Su Lawless, am I right?
Listen. So many people study and train for so long. This biggest student of their lives for belts, just like this one.
Right. I got a black belt here, am I right?
No. They actually earned it. They didn't buy it on sale at JCPenney, okay? And you know what? Like, how I earned this belt, it wasn't through talking, so how about I show you exactly why I have this.
Yeah, the only belt Lawless has is the one that holds up his pants.
Oh, look out. Immediately, Wallace cheap shots TKD.
Looks like we got a match here.
Who is a legitimate Taekwondo practitioner. TKD was a Taekwondo competitor in multiple tournaments before he transitioned to professional wrestling. And I believe you're right, Paul. He may have taken some offense to this farce of a display by the gavel.
What the Lawless does best.
Vertical leap, nicely done. You got to give the devil his due.
Now, let's not forget, all this seemed to have started because in the eyes of David Lawless, the heroes of RYSE are starting to become out of control. Jim, you and I said it last month. We had bodies everywhere. It looked like a car crash out here. Our table was wrecked. Our monitor was wrecked. Half the damn arena was wrecked.
RYSE has certainly been on a rocky path over the past few months, and the gavel may look to exploit that. You know, I couldn't warm up to this guy if I was cremated.
I'm telling you, the gavel here seems to be wanting TKD to bow down to him.
But we know this egomaniac tries to make everything about himself.
This is true. This guy goes to a funeral, he's mad he's not the corpse.
textbook suplex. You know, this guy's just so smug, so arrogant. He just gets under my skin, man.
Well, you know my history with lawyers, and yeah, they give me a little bit of the creeps too.
No water in the pool. Lawless overconfident.
That ample rear end of Lawless hitting the canvas hard.
And now we're seeing some actual martial arts on display here. Back kick. Leg sweep plants Lawless to the canvas.
Yeah, these are legitimate martial arts kicks, unlike Tang Soo Lowlife or whatever the hell he called that.
Lawless escaped, and I believe the Gavel's a little surprised here. I don't think he was expecting, number one, he obviously wasn't expecting TKD, but he wasn't expecting to be in this much jeopardy this early. And how much egg on the face would it be of Lawless if his court-ordered appearance here ended with a defeat, with a loss?
That'd bring a smile to my face.
Pump handle, TKD out the back door, wheel kick misses.
Well, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, shoulders down, and Lawless has the ropes. Come on, ref.
Ropes.
Here is your winner as the result of a pinfall, the Gavel, David Lawless, Esquire.
Absolutely blatant, and he's very proud of himself. There's a surprise.
Oh, yeah.
With all the chaos that's been in here at RYSE, could the Gavel emerge as a force to be reckoned with?
Anything's possible at RYSE Wrestling, like we learned on our last event.
And Paul, the bottom line is TKD just didn't get a fair shake. He got shafted by David Lawless.
That's an understatement.
First to the ring, hailing from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in tonight at 195 pounds. He is the Iceman, Tony Johnson.
Paul, I know we're just 2 matches in to this stacked card, but I'm going to tell you what, we may be seeing the showcase of the night, because we have 2 of the most dynamic young athletes in Pittsburgh ready to go toe-to-toe here. Will the Iceman or the Apex of Combat put themselves in line for a shot at that grand championship?
That's right. These 2 men faced off on the very first RYSE card, and now here they are again some 2+ years later.
Not only the first RYSE card, the first RYSE official match.
Tony Johnson here at RYSE. What was that? I don't understand you. Do you speak like some weird dialect of Pittsburgh? Anyway, I had a very interesting phone call from, you guys call him the Apex of Combat. He's just Lee Moriarty to me. So if you would, in the back, please play that message that Lee left for me on the main event hotline. Thank you for calling the main event hotline. This is Iceman Tony Johnson, a.k.a. a new Pittsburgh legend, a.k.a. #Gore, greatest of all RYSE. And with this voicemail, I just wanted to give you all the spoilers for Marvel's Avengers Endgame. Okay, so when Thanos realizes, this is Lee Moriarty. And how could you? How could you pretend like you were going to give the spoilers? Anyway, I was calling to let you know I'm upset. Okay, you beat up my teacher, you beat up my fellow classmates, and I'm coming in there to make an example out of you. Alright? At least this is how it goes in my head. Because in reality, I'm just going to make a video about how upset I am, and then share it with the world, and hopefully people like me.
That's the strategy. You make videos and hope people like it. He's a legend! Thank you! Legend. And Gore, greatest of all RYSE.
And his opponent,
from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in tonight at 82 kilograms. He is Tiger Style, Lee Moriarty.
The Black Dragon, the apex of combat, and quite simply, the best pure talent in Pittsburgh, Lee Moriarty has returned to the Stronghold.
And like I've said before, Jim, Lee Moriarty is and always will be money, but I'm sure there's a lot of people in the Pittsburgh area that are going to take offense to Tony Johnson claiming to be a Pittsburgh legend.
Well, Paul, it was just last month that Tony Johnson used the ropes to defeat Brandon Kay. Certainly a tainted victory, but a victory that he's been very vocal about, to say the least. As we said in the opening, not only is this a rematch from the very first RYSE event, it's a rematch from the very first official contest ever held on a RYSE card. So certainly things coming full circle here, as both of these athletes have evolved and gotten better each and every time they step foot inside the squared circle.
Oh, there's no denying that Tony Johnson is a world-class athlete, as is Lee Moriarty.
Tony using that height advantage to get some leverage on the shoulder tackle. Tony rolls through. Lucha pass. Lee hooks the legs. Shoulders down. Poetry in motion here, Paul.
Oh, without a doubt. Lee Moriarty has trained all over the country. He's trained internationally. We've touched on this many times before. It's not going to be long before you see this guy on some major stage somewhere.
Leg sweep. Johnson returns the favor. And these two know each other very, very well.
That they do, And you know, for the little bit of time that Lee Moriarty has been in this business, he is a student of the game, constantly working to perfect his craft.
You know, we've talked about it previously. The Iceman has really found himself as a member of the main event. His confidence has grown leaps and bounds throughout his time here at RYSE.
Oh, without a doubt it has. Tony Johnson was always a very fierce competitor, but since finding his path along with the main event, he's gotten not just that much more vicious as well as a competitor.
I may not agree with his tactics, but as far as results go, Johnson has reached an entirely new level here in 2019. Look out here. Arm drag off the ropes. Beautifully done.
Beautifully executed.
What a transition into the missile drop kick. Right to the temple. Lateral press. Seamless transitions from the Tiger style athlete.
There are very, very few deficiencies in Lee Moriarty's game, that's for sure.
And now Johnson is quite literally on the ropes. Lee charges, runs into a boot. Johnson telegraphed it. We saw it coming. And the Black Dragon stays one step ahead. Shoulders down.
A bit of a hog tie now of Tony Johnson.
Yeah, paradise lock.
And Lee takes a seat.
And the apex of combat. A lot of mental warfare
Without a doubt.
here from Moriarty.
He also definitely has the sellout crowd at the Stronghold well behind him.
And a kick to the hamstring may end this night for Johnson very quickly.
He embarrassed me. I'm not going back in there. Bring it in. Come on. I'm not going in. He embarrassed me. Bring it in. Come on.
look out. We didn't see Johnson.
Oh, there he goes. He set him up on that one.
And we went face first into the edge of the apron.
Come on, gentlemen, let's go.
And just like that quick, the complexion of this matchup changing immediately.
That's where that killer instinct that Tony Johnson's got since joining the main event comes into play.
Stiff European uppercut. You can hear the contact.
Come on, Iceman, 6.
I got a match to win.
Johnson following Lee in.
Yeah, Lee could have crushed his windpipe hitting that outside there.
Oh, man. You can hear the contact, but Johnson just buried a knee into the midsection.
Yeah, right now, he's one step ahead of Lee Moriarty, and that's not an easy task.
We're seeing the human chess match play out here inside the squared circle. You can see Johnson trying to drive all the air out of Lee Moriarty, trying to limit the wind for the Tiger-style athlete.
Moriarty, I believe, has had rib injuries in the past.
Keep off the ropes, Tony. Let's go.
And if you can't breathe, you can't fight.
That's true. And like I said, Lee has had several rib injuries in his short career, so Tony Johnson's taking advantage of that right now.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
And Paul, you can speak to this. I mean, you spent 25 years in the ring. Cardio is absolutely necessary to be successful during a contest.
Oh, it most definitely is, and not just your traditional cardio of running.
Wait a minute here. 2.5.
That was close. Yes, it was. Not your traditional style cardio of running a treadmill. You can run a treadmill for an hour or 2 hours at a time, but unless you have ring conditioning, you are not going to make it far in this business. And if somebody takes that ring conditioning away from you, it makes it harder and harder to fight.
Flesh on flesh right there. And this one breaking down here. It's becoming a slugfest.
That it is, but with each crack to the chest, with each punch to the ribs, Lee is losing more and more the ability to draw a breath.
We dropping those 6 to 12 elbows. Trying to extricate himself, but again,
And if
landing.
you notice, there was not as much effectiveness to those elbows as there were earlier in the match, and that tends to speak to the fact that the breathing capability, being able to draw breath, the more Tony Johnson pummels those lungs, the harder it is for Lee to catch him with a strike.
And Johnson still so smug, still so arrogant, still so cocky. But you can't sleep on the Black Dragon.
Oh no, you don't want to get too overconfident. Lee is down a lot, but he's never out. This man will fight tooth and nail for every victory.
Cover here, hooks the leg. Paul, if you can, speak to how important it is to make sure you hook that leg. How much added leverage that brings a competitor.
Well, not only hooking the leg, but if you notice when Tony Johnson hooks the leg, he also rolls the lower abdomen up into the chest area. Again, compressing the lungs, making it harder and harder for Lee to breathe.
And look at this, a body lock with a bridge. I've never seen this before. What innovative offense by the Iceman.
Squeezing tighter and tighter around that diaphragm and rib area.
A body lock, so elementary but so effective. We trying to throw some shots here. Desperation time for Moriarty. Off the ropes. Tilt-a-whirl desperation maneuver.
I don't know if he caught him with all of it, though.
Lee just trying to get some separation here, a real sense of urgency from Moriarty. Not a position we're used to seeing him in. It's been a real long time since we've seen Moriarty in quite this much jeopardy as Johnson going for the cover, and that may have been just coincidental.
I think so. I mean, I'd like to think that Lee knows where he's at every moment in that ring, but I don't know if he realized he was that close to the ropes there.
Very wise. Johnson gets Moriarty away from the ropes, and if nothing else, forces Moriarty to to exert the energy to kick out. And as I said, if you needed any more evidence to the skills of Tony Johnson, he has one of the best athletes we've ever seen inside the Stronghold in real jeopardy here.
There's no doubt about the fact that Tony Johnson is a fine athlete. Calling himself a local Pittsburgh legend, I don't know, but he's definitely a fine athlete.
It's not often we see Lee in this much trouble. Very few athletes can do this to Lee Moriarty, but Johnson's overconfidence finally catching up with him here, and he ate 2 boots right to the face.
As I said, you don't want to count Lee Moriarty out because he can come back at any given moment. Trying to overcome the pain, trying to overcome the lack of oxygen.
Look out!
Big dive to the outside.
Both of these young athletes crashing to the concrete.
And that's it. This is concrete here at the Stronghold. There's no padding out there. You might as well just fall in the street.
We are seeing 2 young athletes really just entering the prime of their careers, putting it on the line here. Moriarty going to press the advantage. But look at Johnson, extra torque for extra impact on the backbreaker.
This has to be it.
And somehow Moriarty gets the shoulder up.
I don't know where he came up with that. I thought for sure Lee Moriarty was done at that point.
I'm not trying to sell Lee Moriarty short, Paul. You know, I will tell you just how good Lee Moriarty is. But I got to be honest, he sustained punishment for the past several minutes. I'm very surprised after that twisting backbreaker he was able to kick out there.
Oh, you and me both. I've always sung Lee Moriarty's praises, but I don't know if he's going to get out of this one. I have never seen Lee in this much trouble at any given time in his career so far.
And look at Johnson taunting the Black Dragon. And man, Johnson again buries the knee into the breadbasket.
Abdominal stretch.
Yeah, that intercostal cartilage being extended, and this will again have pain surge through the body of Lee Moriarty.
And again, working on Lee Moriarty's wind.
Paul, with as close as this matchup is, you have to think the winner of this matchup could put themselves in contention for a shot at that RYSE Grand Championship.
They will definitely put themselves in contention, but how much is going to be taken out of them?
And now it is Moriarty twisting and contorting the body of the Iceman. Northern Lights with a bridge. And again, Moriarty forced to get the shoulder up, to extricate the energy, to expend the energy to continue this matchup. And what a matchup it is.
And Lee is showing, without a doubt, he's showing a new level of courageousness.
Matchups like this are really what define RYSE, Paul.
Yes,
two young athletes giving it everything they got.
Without a doubt. Two, I will say it, 2 of the greatest so far here in RYSE Wrestling ever. We have a former grand champion in Lee Moriarty.
Man, Johnson telegraphed it and got hit with a right hook right to the face. Momentum on the side of Moriarty.
Yeah, he's putting every ounce of his weight into all of those, each and every one of those strikes.
Wait a minute,
Watch
Johnson countered, shoulders down. Double stomp. And Moriarty digging down. This is all guts right here.
I say, notice Lee has to stop. He has to draw that breath. He can't follow up right away. And that's given Tony Johnson a chance to get to his feet.
Johnson hanging on for dear life. Johnson puts on the brakes again. He's holding on. Knee strike may have caught Moriarty in the temple that time. Handspring.
Moriarty caught him.
What a physical matchup. Tiger suplex! No! How close was that?
Wait a minute.
What did somebody just... That's
so
Christian
just-
Noir.
what is
He
he
ran
doing down
past
there?
us. Noir has been terrorizing this promotion for months.
Let's face it, a lot of the chaos here at RYSE has been happening on behalf of the Grindhouse. So what is what is Christian Noir doing here? Why is Grindhouse getting involved in this match at all?
Johnson lands on his feet. Hooks Moriarty up. Release German.
No,
But Moriarty he's surging through.
absolutely no effect on Lee Moriarty. He's digging deep now.
Cover! And now Noir's up on the apron. We cannot allow the Grindhouse to
What
ruin
is
this
going on
matchup.
here? Why is he out here?
Security or someone needs to get out here.
He tried for that mist. But Moriarty saw it coming.
Lee's distracted and got knocked inside out. What impact!
And I think that's all Christian Noir wanted, was just to distract Lee Moriarty just long
As the
enough.
result of a pinfall, the Iceman, Tony Johnson.
I have to say this, and I'm sorry to have to say this, but I think I'm starting to agree with David Lawless. It is just pure chaos here at RYSE Wrestling.
The Iceman with an assist from Christian Noir. And Moriarty's going after Noir.
Do you blame him? He just ruined the match.
We're gonna need security out here right now. Lee Moriarty is trying to tear Noir apart. Look out.
Yeah, to keep these guys away from here. Our equipment got destroyed last month. We can't have this again.
The stronghold is absolute anarchy. Could the very foundation Drake Braddock and the Bearcat are having some fun, but believe me, when that bell rings, it's going to be all business. The very first defense of the RYSE Tag Team titles coming up here.
And let's face it, System Elite shocked the world a couple months ago in winning the very first RYSE Tag Team Championship.
No conscience, but they certainly have championship gold. The first team to ever defeat the main event in the Stronghold, and the very first RYSE Tag Team Champions, Tyra Cross, Edric Everhart, System Elite.
Introducing first, from Fort Indian Town Gap, Pennsylvania, he is the Keystone Soldier, Drake Braddock, and his tag team partner, from where the wild things are, he is the Bearcat, Keith Hart. And their opponents, at a combined weight of 455 pounds, they are the first ever RYSE Tag Team Champions, Big Bad Ty Cross and the new ugly Edric Everhart, System Elite.
A much different reception for System Elite than in the past.
That is true. On one side here, we've got the new attitude of System Elite, much more aggressive attitude of System Elite, and on the other side, a team that, let's face it, injuries have forced this partnership. Both these gentlemen's partners have been injured, now forcing them to have to team together in an attempt to win tag team gold.
Absolutely, Paul. It was Lewis suffering a concussion at the hands of Golden Chic International just last month. Lewis has not been medically cleared to compete. Golden Chic is suspended. So right now in the ring, as you said, the newly minted tag team of Braddock and the Bearcat, and the new challengers are looking pretty good right now.
I'll tell you, for guys who have never teamed together, they're working pretty good as a team right now.
Look out! Innovative offense from the Bearcat and the Bullet Catcher. With how unorthodox both Braddock and Keith Hart are, maybe that's going to throw System Elite off their game a little here. I believe Ty Cross hasn't even made his way back up to the apron yet. Spinal tap by Drake Braddock. Paul, if you can, speak to the importance of tag team continuity inside the squared circle.
Oh, it is the number one thing you need to be a successful tag team. The System Elite has teamed together for years and years, but I'm going to tell you what. Drake Braddock and Keith Hart are both members of tag teams, and they are able to put themselves together here, and so far they are working in continuity together. We'll see how long that lasts, but right now, advantage goes to the Bearcat and the Bullet Catcher.
Paul, I'm going to tell you, as we've said here, this is the first defense of the RYSE Tag titles, and therefore obviously the first defense for System Elite. They sold who they were. They sold their souls for those titles. They used those steel chairs to defeat the main event. They sacrificed who they were to obtain gold. Wait a minute. Hook of the leg here. If they are defeated here in their first title defense, that sacrifice of everything they stood for is for naught. It is for nothing. Egg all over the face of System Elite.
That's very true, Jim. I'm not going to deny that they should have done what they did. Hey, they wanted to be champions. They did what they had to do to become champions. Wait a minute here. Edric may be hurt. Let's not forget, both these guys had knee injuries last year. I think Edric landed a little awkwardly. Or not.
and he suckered him in. Referee Nick Davidson was rightfully trying to check on Edric.
And this speaks to that new attitude of the System Elites.
They'll sink to any low, Paul.
Again, I can't say I disagree with that. Everybody wants to get to the mountaintop. Sometimes you have to do whatever it takes.
And we saw them use those steel chairs to defeat Gannon Jones Jr. and Duke Davis. That's what they were willing to do to win the titles. What the hell will System Elite do to keep the titles?
Well, that's what you have to be afraid of.
And again, look at Everhart.
They're going to definitely take every advantage they can to stay champions.
They're going to exploit any opportunity they can.
They will. I'm going to tell you what, I've been a tag team champion both on a local and national level. Hey, sometimes you just got to cross the line if you want to keep those championships.
And again, Ty Cross working in a cheap shot wherever he can. Big clothesline, center ring, sends the Bearcat to the canvas. Paul, if you can, speak to, as you said, you won multiple tag titles throughout your career. How much pressure is it each and every night to defend those titles?
Oh, it's a tremendous amount of pressure. There's more pressure to keep a championship than there is to get one. You've got to be at your best every single night once you're on top of that mountain, because when you're chasing a title, you're only gunning for one team. When you are the champions and you're being chased, you have multiple teams gunning for you.
Keith Hart using that mask.
This is probably a little personal for Keith Hart, too. He was running buddies at one time with System Elite.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that up, but you're correct, Paul. Keith Hart was a close personal friend. Oh, wow. Man! I believe Edric may have overshot, and I thought he hit the floor. I couldn't tell from our vantage point.
Yeah, it did look like he overshot the target and may have hit the floor wrong, but as you can see, he's perfectly all right.
But to your point, Keith Hart was very close with both members of System Elite. I was able to get a word with Keith earlier. He hasn't spoken to System Elite since that incident with the main event 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's looking for answers. Like I said, they were all running buddies.
We're all looking for answers.
Well, I can tell you one thing for sure. I don't think Keith Hart was the driver of the car.
And there he is seeing Everhart trying to asphyxiate a man that he called a friend not that long ago.
5 minutes.
And there you see Edric alluding to that right now.
Making reference to your point earlier, Paul.
And if they're willing to do this to somebody they called a friend, could you imagine what they're going to do to people that they really don't like?
Well, I got to be honest with you, Paul. I've been very disturbed by this whole change of attitude by System Elite. We called them the standard of tag team wrestling in the tri-state area because they earned that status. I don't know if a pair of steel chairs necessarily, quote-unquote, earns them the tag titles. But at the end of the day, they are the champions.
That's true. It's the age-old adage. It ain't cheating if you don't get caught, and they weren't caught, and they walked out that night with the RYSE Tag Team Championships, the first ever and the first ever to beat the main event all in one night.
Man, Keith Hart got sent down to the canvas there.
Planted him solely on his ample rear end there, and little 2 count there.
But Keith Hart is so resilient. He's built his career on tenacity.
And let's not forget, we've mentioned it before, they used to be running buddies. They were all friends, so Keith Hart knows a lot about System Elite. I don't know if he knows a lot about the new change, how they'll be affected, but he knows a lot of the moves and maneuvers that they've used in the past.
Keith Hart sent off. Diving elbow right to the spine. Did you see the point of the elbow? Wow. Pinpoint precision. That maneuver was done with malice and intent.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, Jim. I think if Keith Hart don't get over to the Drake Braddock pretty soon, this thing's going to be over.
Yeah, I would never try to sell Keith Hart short. He has such a magnetism about him. There's something these fans can just really identify with, but he has sustained punishment for the past several minutes. Keith Hart fighting on borrowed time, that's for sure. And you wouldn't see a maneuver like that from System Elite just a short time ago.
No, you would not.
And Drake Braddock is obviously very upset, but he's not helping his partner here.
I know he thinks he's trying to help here, trying to get Keith, but all he's doing is putting him in more trouble.
Keith Hart is getting absolutely mugged here. Reversed by Keith. Up and over goes Edric. Oh, look out. Oh, man. Paul, this is getting a little difficult to watch here.
I'm telling you, I've never seen System Elite this aggressive.
This is a very vicious side of System Elite. 2.5, and Keith Hart may have been better served to just take the 3 count and fight another day, because he got kicked right in the face, not once but twice.
I have been in the ring with System Elite before, and like I said, I have never seen this much of aggression out of these two young men.
Ty Cross drops an elbow directly to the heart.
Give it up for the champions.
Ty Cross and Edric Everhart spewing a lot of venom here at this Lamont Furnace crowd. But you have to give the Devils their due, because System Elite is systematically, no pun intended, cutting the ring in half as Ty Cross just ran a boot right across the face of the Bearcat.
They have definitely been using classic tag team strategy. Separate one man from the other, draw a diagonal line down that ring, and keep them in your section.
And look at the arrogance oozing off of System Elite here. Yet another trait that you would have not seen that long ago.
And they're the first ever RYSE Tag Team Champions, and they did the impossible, which was chop down the mighty tree that was the main event. These guys have all the confidence in the world right now. They're riding high.
And what disrespect. Everhart slapping the Bearcat.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
What's Everhart going to try to do here?
I don't know, but Keith Hart looks out on his feet right now.
He may be looking to spike Keith. Backdrop.
Keith with the counter. Wait a minute.
Can Keith get to Drake Braddock? The Bearcat is still a long ways away.
He's still positioned in their half of the ring.
He got it.
And here comes Drake Braddock with the proverbial house of fire. Big, big karate kicks.
The momentum is tilting before our eyes here. Braddock is hitting anything within arm's reach. Shoulders down. No.
Almost had him. That was very close.
Braddock is incensed.
He just watched his partner for the good part of 10 minutes get the living crap beat out of him. You'd be a little upset too.
And Everhart just dug 2 thumbs into the eyes of Drake Braddock.
But Keith Hart just caught him right upside the head with that kick.
Yeah, this is really broken down here, Paul.
There goes Hart to the top rope.
That's a big man perched up top. Wait a minute, Drake Braddock being restrained by Ty Cross.
Edric Everhart caught Hart on that top rope.
Keith in a very precarious spot.
Yeah, but he's fighting back with those headbutts.
Oh, wait a minute. Miscue here. Drake Braddock left alone in the ring here. Rolling elbow connects.
Here it comes.
Cutter off the rope.
Drake Braddock's out.
And after every damn shortcut in the book, System Elite retains.
Here are your winners as the result of a pinfall. Big Bad Ty Cross and the new ugly Edric Everhart. System Elite.
The new style, aggressive attitude of System Elite helps them pull out the very first victory in their very first offense as RYSE Tag Team Champions.
I don't like the antics or the attitude, but you can't argue with results. By hook or by crook, System Elite still RYSE Tag Team Champions.
Right now, that's all that matters to them as they walk into champions and walk back out the champions.
I shudder to think how far Ty Cross and Edric Everhart will go to maintain hold of those championships.
If this is any indication, I'm sure there's no level they'll stoop to.
Making his way to the ring, being accompanied by Benjamin C. Steele, weighing in tonight at 220 pounds. He is the man at war, Zach Thomas.
A very violent man is being led to the ring by a very violent mind. The ultra-aggressive Zach Thomas has put the challenge out, and he has that wild card at ringside.
And damn it, he's gonna talk.
For 18 years, I have been involved in the world of professional wrestling. So because of that, you would have to expect that I know talent, I know ability, I know potential, and more importantly, I know what to do with it. This man right here, Zach Thomas, is the future of RYSE. And even though tonight, Mambo Italiano, Calvin Couture, and Robert Parker Williams are suspended by the man who's drunk on power, the stupid, ugly jerkface himself, Marcus Mann, I still do business. And that's the man at war, Zach Thomas. So every single one of you, remember the name Zach Thomas. Remember the face of Zach Thomas. And I want you all to get used to this. The winner of this match is Zach Thomas. Because you will hear it over and over and over and over again. Now, I will give credit where it's due, because anybody who finds out that they got to stand across the ring from this man, they'll turn tail and run out the door. But I've heard somebody has accepted this open challenge. So for that, mad respect. But you are going to be the first in the alliance of BC Steele and Zach Thomas to suffer the fate of everybody else. You go down, you look at the lights, And if this man allows it, you live to fight another day.
Oh, man.
His opponent from the Hall of Fame city of Canton, Ohio, weighing in tonight at 185 pounds, Trey Lamar.
Paul, I didn't know Trey Lamar was in the building, but I'm going to tell you what, this young athlete is one of the best aerial artists in the tri-state area. He is making waves wherever he's gone. I cannot believe that Trey Lamar was the one that accepted the open challenge. We are in for a treat here. However, this could be a rough RYSE debut for the young Trey Lamar.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Mr. Lamar, but I've heard a lot of good things about him. And for him to come in here tonight and step up and take the Zach Thomas Open Challenge, I have seen Zach Thomas many a times. We've seen him here at RYSE. This man is very vicious, very aggressive. I don't know if Trey Lamar is going to be up to the task or not, but we're about to find out.
Second half of RYSE Pro Wrestling, May 4th of 2019. Being brought to you by IndyWrestling.us, the Indie Wrestling Network, and of course Sidekick Media in association with Smart Mark Video. My name's Jim Amata, joined by the legendary Paul Atlas. And right now we have two young guns in the wrestling business, Zach Thomas, Trey Lamar, and there's that ultra aggression I was talking about. Nice leverage maneuver by Trey Lamar. Lamar is known for his speed and agility. He's going to have to stick and move here, because if he gets boxed in by Zach Thomas, it's going to be a short RYSE debut. Up and over goes Trey. Nice leapfrog from Thomas. And a nice leverage maneuver from Trey Lamar, taking advantage of the situation.
Caught that leg going over, drove him right into the canvas, but there you see Zach Thomas countering in the very same fashion.
Picked the ankle there. Drop down from Lamar. Up and over. What agility. Beautifully done.
Planted those 2 feet right on the chin of Zach Thomas.
And Paul, the last time we saw Zach Thomas in this building, he was in a barn burner contest against Atticus Cogar. But tonight, he has BC Steel in his corner.
Yeah,
what role will that play in this matchup?
That's the wild card in this matchup. You never know what that little insufferable jerk is going to do.
Thomas avoids the contact.
Heavy spine buster.
And Thomas just drove Lamar into the canvas, hooks the leg. I'll tell you what, Paul. Zach Thomas had a tremendous showing in that matchup against Atticus last month. However, it was Zach Thomas that was defeated at the end of the night.
Yeah, that is true. And, you know, those two are no strangers to each other.
The dynamic could completely change here with BC Steel at ringside.
Again, like I said, he's the wild card. You never know what he's going to do. You never know what he's going to add or take away from at any given time. But one thing's for sure, if you're going to be in charge of BC Steels, he expects you to win at all costs.
I said it in the opening moments of this matchup, and I'm going to say it again. Zach Thomas, a dangerous man, being led to the ring by a dangerous mind in BC Steel. As you saw Thomas throw all his weight into that, and something as simple as an Irish whip is now an offensive maneuver for Zach Thomas.
No wasted motion with Zach Thomas. He uses leverage, he uses his power, and he uses his agility when he puts in every single move he does.
Lackadaisical cover there will not get it done against Trey Lamar. He is a dynamic young athlete, and it could be a matter of time before we're watching Trey Lamar on national television. So it's certainly great to have him here in the Stronghold, but this is not the name you want to draw for a RYSE debut. However, Trey Lamar saw an opportunity. He knows the stage that RYSE provides for rising young talent, no pun intended.
You know, a victory here tonight over Zach Thomas will instantly catapult him right into the mix.
Zach Thomas is really like a cyclone in there, man. He just will bulldoze over anyone in his path.
I've seen a lot of ultra-aggressive competitors in my day, but none.
Big mid-ring collision. Thomas hurling his body as a weapon.
Yeah, I've seen some ultra-aggressive individuals in this business, but none with the tenacity and the amount of aggression that Zach Thomas has. This man walks around with a chip on his shoulder 24/7.
Oh, it's no secret that Thomas grew up now using his own head as a weapon. He grew up in a very unstable family environment. He has felt like he has been, quote-unquote, at war with society. And he may find some solace in the guidance of BC Steel. And quite frankly, hate him or hate him, BC Steel has made champions wherever he's gone.
You can't take that away from him. Maybe he can find a way to...
Double stomp by Lamar. Wrestling with a sense of urgency. Lamar knew he was in trouble, sustained a lot of punishment, and took a chance. And now we're at a virtual stalemate here, Paul.
Both men struggling to even get up off the mat, let alone to their feet.
A real turning point here in this contest. The first man at their feet could have a definitive advantage here.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
And here's Lamar with that stick and move strategy. Continuous motion, all action for Trey Lamar. Beautiful payway kick. You heard the contact.
Yeah, he's definitely got Zach Thomas on Dream Street right now.
Right to the back of the head, and Thomas is quite literally on the ropes. Lamar is pressing the advantage. And you heard the contact again. Thomas better be checking his teeth. Springboard, clothesline, hooks the leg.
That was as close as they come there. Trey Lamar is definitely taking the upper hand here. He's got to press this advantage, though, because you give Zach Thomas even one little opening, he's going to take it.
And this Lamont Furnace crowd responding very well to Trey Lamar. Thomas shrugs him off, follows him in, buried the knee into the midsection. And again, nowhere for Lamar to go. And now this is where Thomas will look to meticulously pick apart the opposition. Lamar avoids the contact. Elevates Thomas. Thomas out the back door. And did you see the head ricochet on impact there?
Every ounce of his being and body put into those strikes.
Lamar looking to fly. Tope. And the young athlete is willing to take a chance.
He better stay on top of Zach Thomas, because like I've said before, you give Zach even the smallest opening, he's going to take it.
And Lamar's showing wisdom beyond his years. He knows that he can only win this matchup in the ring. Springboard flatliner, innovative offense. And again, Thomas gets the shoulder up, to your point earlier, Paul. A very tenacious young athlete.
Yeah, but each one of those counts are getting closer and closer to that 3. Right now, advantage Trey Lamar, without a doubt.
Even BC Steel looks a little concerned at ringside. And this is where that extra set of eyes can benefit Thomas. BC letting Zach Thomas know where Lamar is. And Thomas was prepared. Thomas rolls through.
Look at the strength here now, though. Picking him up off the mat.
Plants him across the knee. Falcon arrow down to the canvas yet again. But you want to talk about guts, Lamar again knows this is his RYSE debut, an opportunity.
Both men trying to get up now. Zach Thomas, the first up. He's rolling Lamar over. Trying to set him up here.
And you can see this matchup taking its toll. This is what RYSE Pro Wrestling brings you. Two young athletes putting it on the line here. High risk situation here.
Both men up there trying to vie for position.
This is dangerous here, Paul.
Big superplex coming up.
Crashing to the canvas.
Look at Lamar roll through. But wait a minute.
Brain buster.
What a beautiful counter by Zach Thomas.
Lamar got planted right on the back of his head.
And again, for about the 6th or 7th time in this match, both gentlemen fighting to get up off the canvas.
You heard the contact there.
Heavy, heavy right hand. Oh, followed by a couple of heavy elbows by Lamar.
He charges. Oh, look out.
Whoa.
Thomas, shoulders down. And he got him. Just one slip, just 1 second. And Zach Thomas exploited it.
Of a pinfall, the man at war, Zach Thomas.
Looked like Thomas was trying for that electric chair, but the perspiration on the body's causing them to slip. But Zach Thomas thought quick, took full advantage, and got that pin.
A tremendous showing from Trey Lamar. It took just one slip, just 1 second, just one opportunity. But the bottom line is, the violent man and the violent mind could be a very, very formidable combination here in the Stronghold.
But I don't think we've seen the last of Trey Lamar, though. Call that a hunch. This young man was very impressive in his debut, be it a loss nonetheless.
Head of Talent Relations, a man who should buy stock in Tylenol, because with as wild as RYSE has been recently, he's had a lot of headaches to deal with.
Yeah, and I'm looking at my call sheet here, and I don't see Marcus scheduled to be out here. I'm not quite sure what's going on right now.
Everyone knows if I come out here, it's either for big news or it's for bad news. And I do have bad news tonight. Unfortunately, there was an incident in our parking lot earlier between Grindhouse and the main event. And unfortunately, Duke Davis was injured in our parking lot, and Duke had to be taken to a facility. So at this time, what I'd like to do is bring out the other half of the main event, Gannon Jones Jr.
Well, Paul, this is news to us.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm not too surprised with all the chaos that Grindhouse has been causing lately here in RYSE, but it appears they have taken out Duke Davis.
And Paul, you know damn well that if the Grindhouse attacked Duke Davis, they had this damn plan for a lot longer than anyone would have anticipated. Clearly, the Grindhouse wanted to take Duke out before he ever got in the building.
Yeah, that's... the usual fun-having Gannon Jones Jr. right now. He's not looking too happy.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a very foul mood, Paul.
He's dressed for battle, that's for sure.
Gannon, I know where this has gotten, and it's personal. I know that now. And deep down inside, from me, I'm sorry that it's gotten to this point. I owe you now. You and Duke have been cornerstones of this product since the beginning. We owe you something.
So tonight, right now, what I'm offering you is either Shirley Doe or Christian Noir in a singles contest right here, right now. You take the pick.
Last month, I got my hands on Shirley Doe. So this month, I don't need to do it again. Christian Noir, you're up.
Gannon Jones Jr. has called out Christian Noir, basically telling him to get himself out here and get handed a beating.
Noir is a walking nightmare. He has no conscience, no soul.
And he is coming to the ring with purpose, that is for sure. And here we go.
And the Grindhouse has already sent Duke Davis to a hospital, so you know as well as I do that they are definitely capable of injuring Gannon before the end of this night.
Oh, yeah, like Marcus Mann said, this has gotten personal. Grindhouse has stalked these men at their homes. They've stalked them at their private gym. They have followed them into parking lots all over this area, and they have gotten into their heads.
And it may be payback time for the Pro Wrestling All-Star. But with as close as Gannon and Duke are, you have to wonder, what is the mental state of Gannon Jones Jr.? Is he going to be able to focus on this in-ring contest?
Yeah, I've said it before. Unfortunately, I'm starting to agree with the Gavel David Lawless about how this promotion is getting completely out of control at this point.
Oh, look out! Belly to belly absolutely launches Christian Noir. What power from the Pro Wrestling All-Star.
And again, like I said before, normally he has such a jovial attitude. He's out here having fun, doing push-ups and sit-ups and everything else, but he is in a vile mood right now. And I don't know if I want to be on that side of Gannon Jones.
Well, you said it perfectly, Paul. Normally, the main event is about the athletic competition. They have been pushed into a very personal feud, a very personal rivalry with the Grindhouse.
Dude, if they were showing private videos from inside your house, you'd be a little ticked off, too.
Wait a minute, Noir just tried to spew that mist. Gannon avoided it.
Oh, but he caught him in the midsection there.
Oh, did you hear the thud from that kick right to the temple? And again, Noir launching himself at Gannon Jones Jr.
Let's face it, I think this has been the strategy all along. Like I said before, blind aggression on the part of Gannon Jones Jr., and that's not his style. That's not the way he operates, and they baited him into this. And now Christian Noir is trying to choke the life out of him on those ropes.
You know, Paul, we saw just a few months ago the main event suffer their first loss as a tag team in that matchup with System Elite. Last month, it was a complete brawl. All hell broke loose when the main event and the Grindhouse were in the same building at the same time. Now tonight, Duke Davis is in a hospital.
Yeah.
We've never seen the main event in this type of shape. I mean, they're not at 100%, not physically or mentally, obviously.
Grindhouse has managed to get inside their heads to the point where they cannot function in the way they normally function. And that is definitely a disadvantage for the main event. That is, I mean, these guys have suffered incredible mental and physical punishment over the last few months between System Elite basically stealing the tag team titles away from them and Grindhouse pretty much taking it to a level that it should never been taken to. You don't stalk a man's family. I'm sorry. That's way too personal. That's a war in itself.
And look at Noir latching on to the surgically repaired knee of Gannon Jones Jr.
Yeah, and that's no fun. I can tell you that right now from personal experience.
Well, Gannon wears that brace for added support, but he may have inadvertently put a target on that surgically repaired knee. Gannon able to shrug off Noir, but Noir's going to be relentless here. I mean, clearly the objective for the Grindhouse is not to win this match. It's to put the All-Star out.
It's to inflict more punishment on the main event. It's to put Gannon Jones in that same hospital bed next to Duke Davis right now.
And you can see the look in the eyes of Gannon Jones Jr. That tells you the story. Ripcord. Oh, man. Kick right under the chin.
5 minutes.
Gannon got the shoulder up, but, man, what a shot right under the chin.
Yeah, I don't even know if Noir cares if he wins this match or not, to be honest with you. Like I said, this is all about the punishment, mental and physical. They've already got Duke Davis in the emergency room right now, and they're trying to put Gannon Jones there as well.
You want to know how demented Christian Noir is? You can see the look on his face. He's getting pleasure out of causing pain to Gannon Jones Jr.
Oh, they're enjoying every bit of this.
And again, like a pit bull targeting that knee.
Oh, he's not going to stop. He knows that knee is injured. He knows that knee is a disadvantage, and it's a weak spot. If Gannon has one, it's definitely that knee.
Gannon is being physically and mentally assaulted at the hands of the Grindhouse. I mean, as you said, Paul, the Grindhouse recorded the main event at their homes. I mean, Gannon has a family. His wife, Lex, his daughter, Charlie. I mean, that's got to be so disorienting for an athlete. You have to worry about the safety of your family.
Yeah, like I said, that's a line you don't cross. I don't care what business you're in. You don't stalk a man's family. I can't blame the main event for running on blind rage right now when it comes to Grindhouse.
And you want to know how twisted the main event is. Conversely, Duke Davis, his daughter Jade, is only a year old. I mean, how sick does the Grindhouse have to be?
It just makes me sick every time I think of what they've done so far to the main event.
Gannon tried to elevate Noir, couldn't do it. And again, Noir's going to push the pace, push the pressure, because he wants to inflict pain on the main event. Paul, I got to be honest with you. I get a little on edge even being up here when the Grindhouse is in the ring.
Oh, you seen what happened at our last event a month ago. Our table was completely destroyed. Our monitors were destroyed. These guys are just, they're animals.
Yeah, we were in danger. And all respect to you. I mean, you've been retired a few years, and I'm not a wrestler.
Yeah, we don't need that kind of stuff. Like I said, if Gannon twisted his head off right now, I don't think I'd care.
Dangerous situation here. Look out.
Here it comes.
Superplex. Noir bouncing on impact.
Yeah, but I don't know if Gannon may have hit his head on the way to that mat. So both men flat on their backs trying to get to their feet.
And obviously, Paul, we didn't know the status of Duke Davis before Marcus informed us. You have to wonder, could Duke Davis be on the sidelines here? What's the status of his injury?
No,
we're going to have to find out.
Yeah, we do not know that. And let's not forget, I hate to say this, but we see Christian Noir out here. Gannon Jones is here. We know where Duke Davis is. He's in the emergency room. But where is Shirley Doe? Is he still in this building?
Keep it going.
And that's the psychological warfare, because quite frankly, when you don't know where the hell Doe is, that messes with your psyche.
You know that's got to be in the back of Gannon's mind right now. Is Shirley Doe still in this building?
For all we know, Doe could be under the ring again.
Again, he could be under our table for all we know.
Gannon fighting on one leg here.
Checking the play.
And Noir may be out cold. Noir dropped like a stone.
Gannon saying that's it.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
Setting them up here.
Could be going for that final cut.
Noir slips out the back door.
Oh, look out, misdirection.
Another counter.
Gannon counters.
Double underhook.
Beautiful butterfly.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Oh, wait a minute. Joe
Steve,
just ran past us. We wouldn't know where he was.
So what's going on here?
Oh, look out. And just like we
right
thought,
in the face.
it was a trap. Another damn trap by the by the Grindhouse.
I hated to say, like I said, you had to know Shirley Doe was still probably in the building. Oh, down goes the ref. That's going to cost him some money, but I don't think he cares.
Doe is a soulless individual.
And we know there's no Duke Davis, so this leaves Gannon Jones all on his own. I think at this point the match is probably over, but I don't know. The ref's on the ground, and I don't think Grindhouse cares whether the match is over or
Listen,
not.
Paul, we need to get security out here. They're going to
Somebody
hurt
needs to get out
Gannon
here. We can't have both members of the main event going to the hospital. Wait a minute. Out the side, it's Lee Moriarty.
Thank
Lee
God
Moriarty
for Lee.
coming from the side. And Doe just caught the mist. Doe just caught the mist that I'm sure was meant for Lee Moriarty. And now here goes Lee after Christian.
We saw
And they're
Noir
duking
get
it out,
involved
no pun
with
intended.
Moriarty earlier, and payback is hell for the Grindhouse.
And here they go.
Oh, finally, we're getting some people out here. Wait a minute. Christy needs to get out of the ring. She's in there with Doe.
They're checking on Shirley Doe. We got Christian Noir and we got Lee Moriarty going at it right here next to our table. We got
what's going
security and Christy K in the ring right now trying to check on Shirley Doe. He could be blinded, and to be frank with you, I really don't give a damn.
I
don't see why the concern for Shirley Doe at this point. Not after everything they've done.
Paul, I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. I know
really,
I don't know what's going on.
Not really sure here what's happening. And wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You stupid sons of bitches!
Oh, come
Let
on
her
now.
go!
This is a war! Stay back!
That heartless bastard is got a hold of Christy!
Stop struggling! I'll give you something to cry about! This is a war! Get back! There are casualties in war! Shut up! You're not in control! I'm gonna drop her! Right on him!
Here comes Brandon down now. That's his wife. Damn it, that's his wife.
That heartless bastard was going to hurt Christy.
Yeah, Brandon K. I'll kill your
Let
wife.
him go.
I'll kill your company. I'll kill you.
Come on, Lee. I say let him go. Let him rip his damn head
You
off.
think this isn't personal? I just made it personal. Good. I hate you too.
Let him go.
You either.
Let him
Joe
after
should
him.
never be allowed in this building again.
You don't grab a man's wife like that, damn it. Let Brandon K tear his head off.
Oh, RYSE.
Joe should never be allowed in this building, ever.
Shut up.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, I'm real proud of myself.
You're a heartless bastard. Damn it.
Unbelievable. The hell is the Grindhouse's problem?
Christy all right? Are we still on? Does somebody want to tell me what's going on here?
I say let Brandon tear his head off.
Somebody want to tell me if we're still on? Damn it.
Grindhouse, you want a war? RYSE will answer!
I'll tell you what, I was never the most honest guy in wrestling. I took plenty of shortcuts myself in my day. But I'd be damned if I'd ever put my hand on another man's wife the way Shirley Doe did.
The Grindhouse wants a war, and damn it, I hope Shirley Doe gets his damn head taken off.
I'll tell you what, I personally am the trainer of Brandon Kay, and I have never seen him like this before, and I don't blame him.
Is Christy all right?
Go get him, Kay. Rip his damn head off.
Waiting for the walls to cave, like memories reminding me that nothing stays the same. I'm over this town, I'm ready to escape and slip away before the walls come crashing down on me.
Well, Paul, we're going to have to try to reset here. We do have a feature presentation for the RYSE Grand Championship. I'm going to try to compose myself here. It is May 4th of 2019, the feature presentation being brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and Sidekick Media in association with Smart Mark Video. Mr. Fresh to Death, PB Smooth, all athlete, all ability, and he could very well be the next RYSE Grand Champion.
The 7-foot monster has a score to settle with the current champ.
When Matt Conard blindsided PB Smooth last month to regain the RYSE Grand Championship, many questions have surrounded the Reaper. Perhaps tonight we're going to get some answers. Because if Matt Conard wants to walk out of this building with that championship, he will have to defeat perhaps his toughest test in PB Smooth.
Matt Conard, the first ever two-time RYSE Grand Champion, and he did it in somewhat questionable fashion, but nonetheless, he's the champ once again.
tension already here in the feature presentation.
Introducing first, from the concrete jungle of New York City, weighing in tonight at 258 pounds, he is larger than life, Mr. Fresh to Death, Pretty Boy Smooth!
Quite possibly the most naturally gifted athlete here at RYSE.
And his opponent, from Derry, Maine, weighing in tonight at 215 pounds, he is the RYSE Grand Champion, the Reaper, Matt Conard!
Much different demeanor from Conard here tonight than in the past, Paul.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely looking all business here tonight. But can he overcome the 7-foot monster that is Pretty Boy Smooth?
Obviously, being a two-time RYSE champion, Conard is in familiar territory. But PB Smooth is no stranger to championships either. PB Smooth is a former Absolute Intense Wrestling Absolute and Tag Team champion.
And Matt Conard seems a little hesitant to lock up with PB Smooth here.
Both of these athletes are familiar with championship competition, but the stakes do not get any higher in RYSE than right now in our feature presentation, because the title is on the line. Perhaps some mind games from Conard early on here.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's trying to get in ahead of PB Smooth.
Conard, I'm sorry, Paul. Conard does have the experience advantage. He may look to exploit that here.
Well, yeah, and he knows, I'm sure, like everyone else does, PB Smooth is looking for some answers for the way that Conard won this championship back here last month. And Conard is going to take his time providing those answers, I'm sure.
If you can, Paul, speak to the frustration when that happens inside the squared circle. How do you handle that?
Well, you got to stay calm, because if you don't, if you lose your cool, if you lose your strategy, you're playing right in your opponent's wheelhouse.
Collar and elbow tie-up gets us started, and immediately you're seeing the power advantage from PB Smooth.
Yeah, he shoved Conard into that corner like he was nothing.
And just the way that Conard is carrying himself here tonight is much different than what we've seen in the past. I really don't know where his head's at right now. I mean, I can tell you that Conard is now outside the ring, but PB Smooth has had enough.
He's going to go right out after him here.
Clearly, PB is very frustrated. And to your point, Paul, PB may be off his game plan already, but he just buried a giant knee into the stomach of the champion.
You can't win that title outside that ring, so he's got to get him back in there.
Oh, man,
wow.
that could be a knockout shot.
Yeah, I think
what a right hand.
I think Conard may be out.
We could be moments away from a new champion.
I'm surprised Conard's even moving right now after that.
Conard has no idea where he is. Conard is absolutely a ring general, but his lights just got dimmed by a right hand.
His brains are definitely scrambled at this point.
Not to mention his bodying is being heaved around the ring.
Look at the strength of PB Smooth. Conard is not a small man, but he's just whipping him around there like he weighs 5 pounds.
The athletic gifts of PB Smooth are just incredible.
I hate to say this, but we may be looking at Smooth making short work of Matt Conard here.
PB up and over. What a leapfrog from Conard.
Oh,
He got caught that time.
there.
And look at the height that he got dropped right on the back of his head. Quickly gets that left shoulder up.
And right back out to the floor to try to break that momentum.
Yeah, again, Conard seeking the solace of the outside, but for how long? How much of a reprieve can you really get from PB Smooth?
I know I alluded to the fact that you can't win that title on the outside, but it could be a little bit more of an intellectual move by PB Smooth to go out there, because you can't let Conard get his wits back about him.
And notice PB Smooth just broke the count, and he may look to break the back of Conard because he just got dropped on the apron.
You know, and unlike the center of that ring, which is not exactly soft itself, that's a steel frame underneath that part of the that area of the ring that he was just dropped on.
PB Smooth is physically dominating the champion, but look out, leverage maneuver, and that is how resourceful Conard is as the champion.
And again, PB Smooth's head bouncing off that ring post.
Notice how Conard exploited the positioning of PB Smooth in a spur-of-the-moment situation. And Conard looks like he was content to take a count out there.
I think he would have been. I really think he would have been.
Again, not something we would have seen from the two-time RYSE champion. And now just blatantly choking the challenger.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
And Conard threw that right hand so hard he was checking his own hand to make sure he didn't break any metacarpals on the skull of PB Smooth.
Conard right now seems to be targeting the head of PB Smooth.
PB Smooth tried to create some space, but Conard is absolutely vicious.
You know, we alluded earlier as to the way that Matt Conard actually won this title here 1 month ago at the Stronghold. And dare I say, much like the comparison we drew earlier with System Elite, on that given night, it seems like Matt Conard was doing whatever it took to win that title. And that's brought out a very different Matt Conard.
Well, certainly, Paul. I didn't particularly like the way that Conard won the championship, but at the end of the day, he got the 3 count.
He did what he had to do to win the championship. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it's brought out, like I said, a much different, much more aggressive Matt Conard.
You know, the thing about Conard, Paul, is he is so well-rounded inside those ring ropes. He's not an aerial wrestler, but we've seen him fly. He's not necessarily a technician, but we've seen him exchange holds with the best of them. He's not a striker, but he can throw hands. Quite frankly, there is nothing that Conard cannot do inside of a wrestling ring.
Right, and right now he seems to be going to that striker-type maneuvers. Like I said, he's been targeting the head of PB Smooth ever since he bounced it off that ring post outside.
Conard can do it all, and he's one of the most well-rounded, and he's also one of the most resourceful. Ducks under. He got caught that time.
Big Samoan drop.
Absolutely right, Paul.
PB Smooth trying to clear those cobwebs now from taking all those shots to the head, trying to get himself together here.
And we're going to see in his young career how PB Smooth handles adversity. It's very rare we ever see PB Smooth in any type of jeopardy.
Wait a minute. He just...
Oh, man! Kick right to the temple, and PB Smooth may be out of it. PB stumbled. His equilibrium may have been off.
He went to try, He went to try to come out of that corner and almost stumbled in dizzying fashion. And then Conard come with that again with that big kick right to the head.
And keep in mind, referee George Ross was trying to check on the well-being of PB Smooth. Conard wanted none of it.
No, he took full advantage of it. And like I said before, this is a much different Matt Conard. You would not see him employ this type of a style before. Right now, it looks like he wants to incapacitate PB Smooth. Not just beat him, but incapacitate him.
Conard may use this matchup to make a statement.
Yeah, I've never seen
Conard grinning like a Cheshire cat right now.
I've never seen him
He's
attack
enjoying
anybody
that.
this way.
Whatever necessary, PB.
And there it is, whatever necessary. Conard has definitely taken that whatever it takes mentality.
But you cannot hesitate with someone as naturally athletically gifted as PB Smooth. Every maneuver is so impactful from PB Smooth. But you can tell he's got to be having some vertigo issues.
I'm thinking he does. He looks like he's having trouble keeping himself in a vertical upright position. But look at the way, how calculated Matt Conard is. Everything goes back to attacking that head.
And Conard just got launched. Paul, I got to say it. I think PB Smooth, he's got to be hurt. I mean, whether it's vertigo or his equilibrium is off, whatever the cause is, clearly he's having a hard time keeping his balance in there.
He could have a concussion at this point. This is very dangerous. This referee needs to keep an eye on PB Smooth.
That's very true. And PB Smooth is gutting it out here. You can see the grit on his face.
If you notice, he's having trouble staying stable.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
PB up and over, catches Conard, sends him into the buckle. And again, hesitation.
Yeah, holding that head, trying to clear the cobwebs.
What a springboard from a 7-foot athlete! But Conard showing why he is a two-time RYSE Grand Champion.
Said knowing where he is in that ring at all times, knowing the referee's count. Smooth unable to take advantage of that little bit of offense right now. Like I said, he's still trying to clear those cobwebs.
He looks very, very disoriented. And you can see even trying to set himself before he charged in the corner.
Yeah.
Conard sends him in, leverage maneuver.
There's PB Smooth definitely has a step off his game right now. Again, this referee needs to keep an eye on him. This could become a very dangerous situation for him with all the shots he's taken to the head in this match. I know as much as PB Smooth would love to win this title, but the man's health may have to take precedence here.
Yeah, we can't sacrifice a career for one matchup. But Conard, precarious position.
Oh, snake eyes. Look out. Missed that big boot.
Oh, look out. Conard hooks the leg. I'm looking at the eyes of PB Smooth, Paul. Nobody's home.
Yeah, they're definitely glossed over. The referee really needs to get in here and check him.
I believe in that last exchange, PB Smooth may have just collapsed to the canvas.
That's what it looked like from here. Conard measuring him once again in that corner.
And I'm sorry, Paul, I know we're supposed to be objective, but I'm concerned here.
This could be the man's health on the line here. This referee really needs to get in there and check him out.
Look out, neck breaker. PB counters.
And again, every single thing Conard does follows up with some type of strike to the head. I know
Desperation maneuver
he did not
from
get all
PB.
behind that, though.
Conard gets the left shoulder
You
up.
noticed with each and every move of PB Smooth, less and less is behind each one. He did not catch him with all of that boot like he would have normally. I know this man wants to win a championship, but again, I'm starting to wonder if we shouldn't stop this match.
PB Smooth could be going for a home run swing. He could know he's on borrowed time. He telegraphed it. Conard, ring presence.
Again, right back to that head.
Conard on the second rope here. And just drives PB Smooth to the canvas.
A modified version of a Fez press from off the second rope.
Wait a minute, PB's got him. Conard rolls through, trying to pick the ankle.
Trying to get the big man down.
And that's all grit. That's all determination from the challenger. And he plants the champion.
But how much does PB Smooth have left? How conscious is he at this point?
And by inches, Conard avoids a pinfall predicament. Conard's second reign as RYSE Grand Champion could in fact be in some real jeopardy here. Body shot from Conard. PB puts on the brakes. Wild swing and a miss.
Oh, snaps the back of that neck off that top rope.
What's Conard going for here? Springboard. He got caught. Counters out of it. Bottom drops out.
He's got
No!
I thought for sure that was it.
PB's chances are alive, and Conard
He
is
can't
shocked.
believe himself. Wait a minute. Was that
What the hell is System Elite doing out here? They got no business out
blowing
here.
past?
15 minutes.
Wait, even Conard looks surprised.
Wait a minute. One's got the referee, the other's got.
Wait a minute, PB Smooth
Wait a
gets
minute, wait a
decked
minute.
Everhart.
Conard's got that belt in his hand
Conard's got
again.
the championship again. And he
nails
just
him with it.
tattooed.
Referee over.
Not
1,
again.
2, 3.
No!
Good God! How did he kick out of that? I
Paul,
can't
that was a little
believe
too
it.
convenient. Conard knew exactly what to do
Yeah, what is going
when
on
System
with this?
Elite hit the ring.
Conard, he's still got that belt. Referee's checking on PB Smooth here. What's Conard going to do? He's measuring him one more time. Come on, ref.
A sick.
PB ducks. Oh, jeez, he's got the referee.
We got no referee. Again, total chaos here at RYSE. Call the coroner. We got a new champ.
He got him, but the ref is down.
Damn it, we should have a new champion
Wait
right
a minute,
now.
what's System Elite doing? Oh, wow! Both men nailing PB Smooth with those tag team championships. Now putting Conard.
We can't do this.
Now, what is going? Come on now,
Oh,
ref.
what the hell is going on here, damn it? Are you kidding me? We're going to let this stand?
I can't believe this.
Here is your winner, and still the RYSE Grand Champion, the Reaper, Matt Conard.
Paul, this was clearly a plan from System Elite and Matt Conard.
I know. It makes me question now who that third man was in the car that night. But I'll tell you what, System Elite definitely had a plan tonight, and Matt Conard was sure enough in on it. Now what are they doing? Wait a minute. Ty Cross throwing down the RYSE Grand Championship. What is going? Wait a minute. What's Edric got in his hand there?
You can't even open the bag.
And yeah,
A matching championship. And Paul, I believe you're correct.
somewhere along the lines, these three guys have been in cahoots. And I think it possibly could have been the entire time. We have a winner tonight and a new Grand Championship belt. Matt Conard walking out of here.
It's been a chaotic evening. For Paul Atlas, my name's Jim Amata. For IndyWrestling.us, the next time we're back at the Stronghold on June 1st, I have to ask, where does this leave RYSE Wrestling?
I am as shocked as you are, Jim.
The Reaper has sold his soul to System Elite.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.